Hello, welcome to my video. This is the third time I've been videoing this, so I hope it actually comes out this time. Don't you just love cameras, huh? Okay, well, I hope everyone's doing well. I've made some journals that I'd like to share with you this week, and a couple different kinds. So I'm going to start out though with this sister journal that I made, and it's 48 pages front to back, and it is 8 by 6, 5.5, 6, depending on the ruffles and all that. So here it is with what I've done is let me untie this. This is silk satin ribbon, and for the binding I used the satin ribbon, and then I tied that off, and then I tied this to the satin ribbon so that it will be there and you can tie it up anytime you want. On the cover we have the graphics of these three vintage sisters that I got off of Pinterest, and then the sisters graphic, I believe I made it myself. And then it says cherish down here, and we have some pretty pearl flowers and some applique and ruffle, cotton ruffle. And when you open it, there's a pocket, and there's some vintage wedding gown applique that I took off of a wedding gown, obviously. And here's a couple of little envelopes that I've added, and you can put your secrets in there about your sister or sisters. And here is a little bit of a notepad that I made up for you. You can have some journaling there. Okay. I will try to look up the paper that I got, where I got this paper from. It's all roses and it's just beautiful, but it might be something I've just been collecting, and I use a piece of this and a piece of that. That's the way I do that. And on this page, what we have here is like a stained glass effect, because I die cutted this out, and then I put some printed vellum on the back so you can see through it, even though you're just really not seeing much because the vellum is printed. And we have a couple sisters here, and it says beautiful sister, and I've added a rose there. And then over on this page there's some trim, and I've got this little graphic off of Pinterest, and it says sisters are joined heart to heart, and you can open it up and there's a place to write something. And then here I have there's no writing on here or our tags or anything. It just says, no matter how much we disagree, we cannot close the book. I cannot close the book on my sister. I'm just going to make sure this is still videoing. It looks like it is. Maybe I'm not in frame. Okay, I'm going to go up a little further. There we go. Okay, in case I wasn't in frame, there's the front and the second page with the die cut. And here we are on this page, and here is some lace applique that I got off of a wedding gown. And then here we have a plain page, and then here is some vellum embossed with trim. And then I also added a couple of tags for you to journal on. And this is a little envelope that I added in there as well for your secrets with your sister. And then here is some vellum that I just ripped, and I also embossed and added some trim, and it's a little tuck spot. And I've got a note card here. It goes right up under there. And then here it says, the best things in life are not things, they are sisters. And I got this off of Pinterest as well. And I did a die cut here. And you can see through it to the printed vellum. I did printed vellum there. Oops, I hope I didn't jiggle that too much. And then over here is applique from a vintage wedding gown. and a very old wedding gown. And then here is a note card that's the same as this one, but this is the full size. And I put a button on there to hold it down, and then you can open it and journal on there. I think that's really pretty. So I used that and cut it down to fit here because I really like that design. It's pretty. And then over on this side we have a snippet that I made, and these are some beads that I put in there. And this is pink vellum paper that's embossed and has a pocket. And then I added a couple of postcards, tag postcards. They're not real postcards. Okay, so you have journaling there. And then over here is a real pretty page. This is the back of the vellum with some more wedding applique and a couple more of those cards. I added more than one set of these because I just thought they were so pretty. And they blended well with the journal. So why not use them if you like them? Use them. And then a plain page here. And then this is a pull out and a flip out, I should say. Flip over, whatever you want to say. But there's a tag in here. There's two little girls telling secrets, two little sisters. And then here is, here they are as well. I got this on Pinterest. I love the colors. The mauve was great. And then I added some applique, wedding applique. And you can just pull that up. And it turns. It has a brad holding it. And then on this side, I did another die cut to make it kind of look like a window, that they're looking out into the future. These three sisters are together and thinking about how they're always going to be together. You see their hair entwined. And I also got that off of Pinterest. Most of my images for the sister I got off Pinterest. I didn't find any graphic artists doing anything on Etsy with sisters, which I thought was kind of strange, because girls are always together, whether we're blood related or not. We're all sisters, you know, so you can't ever say you don't have a sister. You always have a sister. If she's female, she's your sister. And here's some ruffle that I made out of two-toned paper, double-sided paper, and some more of the wedding applique. What I did here was her dress did not, I wish her dress had been the same color as these girls, but it was a terrible color that didn't work with my color scheme, so I cut her a new dress and put it on her. And then over here we have some vintage trim with satin ribbon. And this is a pretty note card, and I put an applique on there, and you can just write in there. And here I have another little envelope. I believe this one is from G. Kerr. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe Shabby Art Boutique, one of the two. And then I sewed together a notepad for you to go into this pocket, and we have a lace pocket here. And now this page, I did get these girls off of Pinterest for sure, and they were black and white. I think they were movie stars or dancers or something. And I added color to their gowns and their hair because I wanted it to match my color scheme with the journal. And then over here, what I did was I cut out this shape out of this page, and then I backed it with pink vellum, which makes it look nice. And this is a die cut that I had, and it has bows that goes with it, and I just added a little trim and some wedding applique here. But what I also did, am I getting this to you, is on this page I wanted it to line up to be sure that when you look through that page you could see something pretty. And you could see roses and all of that is around there, but actually it's a note card. And here's some satin ribbon just to make it pretty. And then this is a flip up, okay, with some couple sheets of paper. You got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 up here. And then this is a pad of paper that I made for you to write on. And what's here, I have to fix that if I is bow made out of netting, and what's in here is velour, very soft. I love soft. I love texture in a journal. So, and then over here we have a tuck spot up at the top, and this says, it's not what we have in life, but who we have in our life that matters. And even if you have just a brother, he's important too, and you could write about him, whatever you want. So that just tucks up in there. And then we have a blank page here for journaling and more here. And then over here, I have pink embossed vellum, and I just cut it to make that shape. And I added some pink lace here. And then these are a couple tag postcards. I'm not sure what collection I got that from, but I love the fluffiness of these bows, and they're lightweight and easy to take care of. And then over here we have 2 pages with lace, and I have the graphics that I made myself. These are tags that you can write on. This one says sending you smiles, and these 2 have sister sayings on them. One says, big sisters are the crabgrass in the lawn of life. That's by Charles M. Schultz in 1922. And the applause of a sister means more than that of any crowd, for she sees your achievements. She sees all that led up to it. Pam Brown, 1928. Yeah. And over here is a flip up, and also a sister saying, who got the blame? Who tied ribbons on the cat's tail? Who used Dad's tie to make Teddy a coat? Who flooded the house while bathing her dolls? Who frightened Grandma by putting spiders in the tub? Me. Who got the blame? My sister. That's what sisters are for. And that's by Stuart McFarlane. And that's also what brothers are for, because that's what I used to do to my brother, blame him for everything. I didn't blame my sister. I protected her. Okay, and over here we have some more tags. And this is just a pocket, side pocket, with some pretty cotton embroidered fabric and some vintage, very vintage lace here. I love it. And then a couple of plain pages with wedding applique. And then we have a pocket here decorated, and I made a tablet to match it. And so you have paper in there. And then over here is another lace pocket on some more pink vellum that's embossed. And I made these sister tags. And they just go nicely in there. And then here's the back of the vellum. And then you have the, there's always that one sister, you know, that's a little crazy. So I had to put this in here, and I got that, I think I got that out of a book. Anyways, the whole thing that started the sister journal for me is I bought a little book at Goodwill about sisters. And I said, now that would be a fun journal to make, because everybody has a sister, whether it's blood related or just another female best friend. Okay, and over here we have a pull-out, and it says, I have arrived at their doorsteps, sisters' doorsteps, in complete need at various junctures of my life, and they have always unconditionally been there for me. And I made a little tuck right there to keep that from flying out. And then I made a couple of, these are a couple of my own note cards, graphics that I make. And this is, having a sister, however far off, makes the world less lonely. Isn't that the truth? You can call her up and gab all day long. And here's some plain papers. And then we get to the back page, and I wanted it to be heavy because it's the back cover. And the cover is on sturdier cardstock. Actually, that's cotton, so it's not even the cardstock that you buy. It's a better quality paper. And this says, sisters are like stars that you can't always see them, but they are always there. Yes, they are. And this just opens up, and you can journal inside of that. Okay, I'm going to check my camera one more time. I hope I don't mess up the... Okay, we're still going. Looks good. All right, and then, let's see, where can I put this over here? Then I did some simple journals, but they were different for me. I've never done them before because I am new to the journaling world, and I am just learning about a lot of things. But I do love these little girl pictures. And this is a picture of a doll because I collect dolls. I love dolls. I make dolls. I also make dogs. Well, I don't do it anymore because I don't want to. But anyways, I did it for 10 years and I'm kind of tired of it. So now I'm doing this. But I did do dolls for about a year and I really, really loved them. So when I see the cutest, unique pictures, I didn't want to shrink her down too much because then it just took away the cuteness. It's like, I want her to hold her in my hand and go, whoa, look at this cutie. So that's what I did. And this is an undecorated, slightly decorated journal. So the cover is nicely decorated with a coffee dyed flower, some wedding gown applique, and down here's some Venice lace that is brand new, but then this is the applique. And with some seam binding and some vintage lace here. And then when you open it, it's like, oh my goodness, this is just like not my style. But I guess you could call it grungy. And I'm trying it. And so far I like it. This is coffee dyed paper ruffle. And these are some tags I made for the front pocket. And then I added a coffee dyed heart doily. And I stenciled and I wrinkled and then I ironed all the papers because I didn't like the wrinkled look. But I did stenciling here and there and I left the natural wrinkles in. I ironed as much as I could. And then I had to add a little bit of decoration, but I didn't decorate a lot. This will be up to you to decorate any way you want. But it's got a lot of coffee. It's all coffee dyed and inked. And the stenciling is with ink. It's not with paint. So you don't have to worry about it coming off or anything like that. It's not heavy. This is the center of the book, the journal. It looks a little crazy to me, but I think you could put some pictures there or maybe pockets or whatever you want. I think I went a little haywire there. But I actually wanted the center of the journal to be noticeable. And I think I made it very noticeable. And down here I've got those little envelopes that Lori Girl on the Ridge makes and for a tuck spot, and I think it's kind of cute. And here's some tickets with coffee dyed paper on the back. Oh, I'm just telling you, I got my grunge on. I've never done grungy before, so this is a first for me. And then here's some more coffee dyed papers, stenciling, inking. You got quite a few pages in here. And then in the back is the same as the front with the coffee dyed heart doily. And then your tags, they are different than the ones in the front, but with the same collection. Now this collection is from Happiness and Crafting, G. Kerr, Rose Collage, Rose Collage, yeah, something like that. Anyways, I will look it up and put a link down there for you. And there is the back of it. It's kind of a cool kit. I thought it was really neat. It really goes well with the coffee dyed things. Okay, so then I really went out of my comfort zone with this one, but I could not resist this face. I could not resist the hair color. I'm a natural redhead. My hair was never orange, but it was very nice red. And and all of my boys, my children, are redheads. So here we go. This, I don't know, I just wanted to do something with her. So I put some bling in her hair and on her dress. Her dress is just gorgeous. And then I added some satin roses. These are vintage wedding applique. This is not vintage. It's but I inked it to match her. And then I added some vintage applique here and some vintage lace and ribbons. And underneath here is Venice lace trim. And then when you open it, vavoom, you get a lot. And I can't remember whose kit this is. I've had it for quite a while, and I just really loved it. And there's some tags here that you can write on the back, and it's pretty cool collection. And it's not supposed to really represent chalk, but I think it does. And on here is some suede paper. It's faux, it's not real, but it feels just like suede or velvet. And I coffee dyed a flower from the vintage wedding veil came off of there. And I just added these dots of vintage velvet paper. And I did a little stenciling and some ruffle on the sewing machine. So these go here. And then I decorated here. And here, this is a paper bag, and I put in this blank cardstock for you to write on. And I inked up the bag, added some of the paper collection to it, and I did some stenciling and more coffee and inking. And then here is a paper clip in the shape of a treble clef for music on some of that paper. And then over here is some stenciling and more coffee pages inked up, some stenciling. I did have a good time. I didn't want to go overboard. The coffee, I don't have those plastic tablecloths to make a design. So I just let the coffee do its thing, and then I added ink to match what I was, working with. Then in the center is a coffee dyed heart doily and some more of those little envelopes, and these are just tags. And I thought these were really neat, these black and white paper clips. I was going to decorate them, but then you don't see them. For that one, I thought, I've got to show that because it goes good. And then you have more pages, more stenciling. I actually wrinkled up these pages too, and then I ironed them because I didn't like the wrinkles. Oh, gee. And more stenciling. I just got a bunch of new stencils from Amazon and very inexpensive. I was so excited. And here is more blank pages. Whoever buys this can really go to town decorating it any way you want. Here's the other end of that paper bag. I think this one is my favorite page with the stenciling and the ink and the coffee. It doesn't look like something I would do, and I didn't do it on purpose, but it looks like you would buy it somewhere. I think it looks pretty good. Anyways, and so the back is the same as the front, except for these tags are made out of old sheets of music. But I like this collection. Maybe I'll use some more of it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It's kind of a real bold thing for me to use. I'm not used to it. And then the back is this pretty butterfly and this whole decoration. I just think it's so pretty. And it complements this pretty little girl on here. Her eyes are just gorgeous, and her face, very nice, very nice. So that's going to be available as well. And then back into my comfort zone, what I'm used to doing, and it kind of, I kind of really like this extra stuff. This stuff is grungy that I'm not used to doing. But when I do this style, I usually do something big. So it just, I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I might do more of this grungy stuff. I didn't think I'd like it, but I really did. And so this is just a small journal that I've decorated a yellow zipper and added a postcard and hello. I didn't do any inking on this. And but I did some ruffling. And this is a vintage doily that I happened to come into. and it's all the way under there. And this is like that die cut envelope notepad that I did. This is the same thing. Okay, so you open it, and here is the pocket and a little notepad. I don't know why these things don't flip better. Okay, well, that one did okay. And then a coffee dyed heart doily, and then I stenciled on all the edges of the paper, pages, just to give it some kind of decoration because I didn't coffee dye it. And then here's some envelopes for a tuck spot and some tags. I didn't do much to them, but here's some lace and seam binding. And I put some little beads on the end of the waxed thread for binding the book binding. Get this out of here. Okay. And then some more lace and seam binding, decorative paper, stenciling. It's all just, and it's 32-pound paper. It's not copy paper. It's not too heavy, but it's not light, so it makes a very nice journal weight. And these are the tags. Okay, so in the front you have a little notebook, and in the back you have a couple of tags. And then over here I put a decorative trim to just kind of reinforce the spine, and I did the same thing in the front. So that's the front, that's the back. I don't know whose paper collection this is either, but I love it, and I use it a lot. So that's it for me for this week. I've got 4 different kind of journals, 3 that are small and 1 that's large. So I'll leave a link to my shop below, and if you're interested, you stop by and maybe you'll purchase one. Thank you for checking out my videos.